Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to take you through through the basics of setting up a fresh Moodle course, and in the test site we set up in a previous video, which you can check out. I'll put a link on the screen now. Anyway, we're going to go back into our custom Moodle site that we've set up on our local host. So I've just run Start Moodle here and just waiting for it to set up properly. And once we know it's set up, we can go over to Chrome or Firefox or whatever you want and go to our local host. Make sure we log in. So that was the username and password for the admin account we made when we set up the site. And now the easiest place to make a fresh course from at the moment is the home page. So if we head over to the home page, if you don't see that option, it's just in the side drawer here in the current default Moodle theme. And now we're going to see this add a new course button, and we're going to click that, and now we're going to get the set of options for your Moodle course in its initial setup once it comes up. So the most important ones are these two, the course full name and short name. So I'm going to just give it name of test course 1, and the short name is used by different features and stuff to identify the course. It's supposed to be unique. You can't match anything else in the Moodle site at all, so you can't have two courses called test 1, and it's usually a good idea just to have no spaces, and yeah, you can turn it off to not be displayed in the navigation up top here, and you can do that on the site settings, and maybe in a future video we'll show you how to do that. So you can also hide it if you're still doing a setup and don't want anyone to see it on the site yet. You can choose where it sits in the site. We don't have any categories at the moment, so we're just going to leave that as is. And you can choose to when the course will start, its official start date, and also an end date. So the end date will take it off users' profile list on their dashboard as a current course and things like that. So if you don't care about having an end date, you can just disable that, and that's good. ID number, that is another way of identifying the course, just like the course short name. It has to be unique on the site as well, so you can't have two courses with the same ID, but you can leave it blank if you don't want to worry about it. Course summary, this can sometimes be shown on the dashboard in certain views and going through navigation of course lists and stuff, so sometimes it's good to have a short description here. Okay, and a course image. Now this is something that if you put a course image in, that's the image that will be displayed on the dashboard, which we'll talk about in a later point. But you can access that up here once you're enrolled as well. You need to have it enrolled. So for now, we won't set that. I'll talk about setting that up in a later video when we talk about the dashboard and how courses are displayed there. Course format. So in a fresh install of Moodle, you have a single activity format, a social format, topics format, and weekly format. And for now, I think topics format, the default one, is the best for this, and we can choose how many topics we have here. I'll just stick with 3. Hidden sections, I'll make them completely invisible. So if hidden sections are shown in collapsed form, that means you see the title of the topic box, but you can't actually access it if you're a student. If you're a teacher, that's fine, you can access it and do whatever. But yeah, and I like all sections on one page. But if it gets too chaotic, too long, too big, I'd recommend going one section per page. So as you click on the opening topic header, it will open up into a separate page, and you don't need to worry about the mess of everything else coming in. Appearance, so you can choose the language. Number of announcements, so every course usually comes with announcements forum. If you don't want one, you don't want to do announcements through your Moodle site, just hit it to 0, And if you're not doing grades, giving grades to students in the course, another thing to do is you can just turn it off here so students don't see a grade book in this Moodle course. So file upload limit, completion tracking, we'll worry about this in a later video, so I'll just turn this off for now. We don't have any groups set up at the moment, so we won't worry about that. And you can rename roles, so instead of calling a student, you can call them learners or something, or whatever you want. So you can rename each role on this course. But yeah, now we're getting to the tags. You can add tags to categorize the course. Anyway, we're going to hit the save and display now. And now we come up with a page to enroll users immediately in this course. So I'm just going to close that for a second. Yeah, so as you can see, there are no participants in this course at the moment. So if you go to Enroll Users, you can select what users you want to add. So if I add myself, my admin user, as a teacher, I can set when it starts, how long the enrollment lasts for, and I'll enroll my admin user as a teacher, which means that will now show up under my courses on my dashboard later on. Now we also need a student, so I made a test student on this site already while I wasn't recording, so I'm going to add this student as a test account here, and I'll show you how to make a student accounts and profiles in Moodle later in another video, but for now we've got our two users, a teacher and a student in this course, and we'll proceed to course content. So yeah, here's a Moodle tutorial. We'll talk about messaging later. So here we have it, a fresh Moodle course. Here we have our topics 1, 2 and 3, and the course header here. Have a nav drawer here that gives us navigation to the participants page that we were just on, badges which we'll get into later, competencies as well, and gradebook. And here's also a quick jump menu to our different topics in the course. And that's it for now. You can turn editing on here and start thinking about adding content to your course, but that is for a future video. But for now, let's call this a video, and I'll see you in the next video. So next video, I think we'll look at plugins, how you can use them, what they do, and if you want to see anything else, let me know in the comments below, and I'll make a video on that. Thanks for watching. Hope you find this video helpful, and subscribe for more videos in the future. Cheers.